Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk with you about 7 signs that someone is messed up in life. If you're watching this video, that either means that you're messed up, but it's not too late to seek forgiveness, or you want to be proactive so that you can be better moving forward. So, if you're in either of those categories, please listen up because I know that this video can change your life. Here I come. Alright, the first sign that someone is messed up in life is that they have failed relationships. Now, there's so many ways that you can fail when it comes to dealing with other people. You can fail with a boss that you once had, you can fail with your friends, your family members, but one of the greatest failures of all time is whenever someone fails in their marriage. In fact, I believe that divorce is one of the worst things that can ever happen to someone else. Basically, whenever you get married, you're saying to the other person that you are committed to them for as long as you live. You go up to the altar, you say your vows, and you make promises to your spouse. But then something happens. If it doesn't work out, or you miscommunicated, or you realize that this person was not really meant for you, it's a failed relationship. Now, it's what you do after that that really matters. Because divorce doesn't mean that you are a failure, it just means that you have failed with one relationship in your life. But like I said before, it really depends on how you handle it. I've heard people say, well Daniel, my spouse messed up everything for me. If it wasn't for them, I would never be in this situation. But what I'm basically saying is that that person has messed up in life. They haven't accepted their failures. They don't understand that they're gossiping about that relationship to other people that probably don't even care about it. Or maybe it wasn't a marital relationship. Maybe someone has faced failure in the business capacity. They went in with a partner, they spent all their money, they gave all their time, and nothing worked out. Well, that person can easily blame their business partner for their failures. There's a lot of people in our society who put blame on other relationships instead of putting blame on themselves. They blame their parents, their siblings, their neighbors, their teachers, and everyone else they can find for why they haven't gotten the results that they want in life. But what I'm telling you is this. If you failed in a relationship, we all have, you have to find a way to amend it. You either have to go to them personally and apologize, or you have to forgive them in your heart. Either way, nothing's gonna happen with all your failed relationships until you do your part. So my question for you is this: what kind of people do you need to make amends with? Who do you need to reach out to? Who do you need to ask forgiveness from or give your forgiveness to? Whoever it is, do whatever you have to do so you can focus on the goals you were meant to pursue. The second sign that someone is messed up in life is that they miss major opportunities. You know how many times people have denied certain opportunities just because they were skeptical? Or they said no to a potential spouse just because they were scared of that commitment? Well, basically what I'm saying is that so many people miss out on wide open opportunities that they could have, should have, and would have had if they had more faith. Or what about the people who missed out on a fortune just because they were too scared to make a simple investment? You see, my friends, people miss opportunities all the time. There's an acronym that I want you to remember: passing over opportunities regularly, because that's exactly what poor people do all the time. Personally, I have so many people in my family that talk about all the things they could have, would have, and should have done. I could think of one of my family members that if they had taken this one job and worked that job for many years, they could have become a multi-millionaire. But they decided not to do it. Imagine all the opportunities that people miss out on that they could have had. The third sign that someone is messed up in life is that they never made a decision to live. There's so many people who are stuck in a rut just because they never really decide to get out of their routine. They do the same things, they go to the same places, they keep the same friends, they live the same life, and they never make a change simply because they're scared. Look, my friends, there's so many times where people fear the unknown. They're scared of new things. They don't want to make a change because they don't know what to expect. And that's what happens to the majority of people in this world. They never want to move to a different place because they like it where they are. They never try a new job even though they could and even though they should, just because they like the dental insurance and benefits that they're getting. They risk the success that they could have gained just because they like where they are right now. And that's the problem with the majority of people. They're stuck with the same problems, they're stuck with the same people, they're stuck with the same process, and they never make a change because they're always living in fear. My friends, life is too short to continue to do the same things over and over again. Go out there and try something new. It can change every single thing that you do. The fourth sign that someone is messed up in life are due to the influences. Now, there are so many things that influence people. There are drugs, there's music, there's other people who might be distracting them. There could be a plethora of things that take people away from their highest purpose. But what you need to do is to understand what it is that might be getting in your way. What could be distracting you from reaching your highest purpose? One person might struggle with pornography. Another person might struggle with drugs. One person might be stuck in gambling. Another person could be stuck in gossiping. One person can be stuck in lying, cheating, and stealing. Another person can be stuck by overthinking and not making critical decisions. Either way, you have to watch out for the invisible enemies of life. What I'm basically saying is that there's so many distractions in this world. And if you don't know what it is that's causing the pollution, then it will lead to confusion and delusion, and you'll never find the solution. So make sure to understand who you are, what you need to do, and what kind of influences are affecting you in your life. Once you do so, then you'll have the clarity that you need in order to succeed. The fifth sign that you've messed up in life is that you've lost a lot of money. There's a lot of people who have lost a fortune just because they weren't diligent with the decision they were making. They were rushing, they were in haste, they didn't have time to compute the decisions that they were making, and they just wired over some money and they lost it all. My friends, this happens to millions of people every single day. One time I got an email from a guy who lost over $2 million just because he wired over those funds to someone that he trusted for over 30 years. When the person got the money, they dissolved the relationship, and the person who sent that money never heard from them again. I've also seen a lot of people who've lost a tremendous fortune by participating in scams or network marketing, and just because they saw those schemes, they thought they were going to make a lot of money, but they never did, and they were never able to recover their funds. My friends, when it comes to making a business decision, never be hasty. If you're giving up a large portion of what you've saved just because you think you're going to get rich, what you need to do is take some time to consider. Do your research and protect yourself from those who are predators of your money. The sixth sign that someone is messed up is that they decided to become cheap for their whole entire life. There's a lot of times where people penny pinch, they clip coupons, they hoard cash just because they feel like doomsday is coming. There are so many people who are afraid that they're not going to have enough money for a rainy day, or that they're not going to have enough money for retirement, or that they're not going to be able to pass on money for their children. Look, there's a lot of reasons why people hoard money, but what I'm basically saying is that there's a lot of people who deprive themselves of the enjoyment of life just because they're always saving cash. I'm gonna tell you straight up, saving money is great because there's a lot of people who can't do it. But if you find yourself cheating yourself from enjoying your life just because you're too cheap, then you need to make a change. There's so many times where people have millions of dollars in a bank, but they're driving a car that's 20 years old. Or they want to travel the world, but they decide not to go because they don't want to pay for the tickets. Or maybe they're cheap in other areas of their life. For example, they go out to dinner with a group of people, but they don't want to pay the bill because they know other people will do it for them. Or maybe they have to fix their house. They hire the cheapest contractor, they buy the cheapest roof, and they do the cheapest job possible because they just want to save some money. Or they're so cheap that they don't do anything until they get discounts, coupons, or special deals. My friends, if you find that this message applies to you, that means you're too cheap. Go out there and spend your money right away. The seventh sign that someone is messed up in life is that they've hurt other people. Now, this is the most dangerous one in this whole entire list. Because if you're watching this video and you know that you've had a rough past where you've hurt people, I mean really hurt people, you've molested, you've raped, you've destroyed, you've betrayed, you've cheated, you've lied, you've manipulated, you've done something that you know is utterly wrong. What you need to do is that you need to make a change. First, if you feel guilty, stop running away from it. Second, if you know that you've hurt someone in the past and they're still living today, go out of your way to contact them if you can and make sure that you ask them for forgiveness. Third, forgive yourself. If you know you've done something wrong, don't continue to do it. Stop, make a change, and fix your life. And lastly, ask God for forgiveness, because God knows all hearts and He knows what you've done. And if you confess to Him honestly and intentionally, then He is going to change your life. He's going to speak to you. He's going to tell you what to do. He's going to help you become better. But don't be surprised if He asks you to do more than the people around you. Because if you know that you've betrayed God, that means that He's probably going to assign more work to you so that you can make a radical change. This is exactly what happened to Paul in the Bible. He was a killer of people, a murderer. But God forgave him, and he had this burden placed within his life that forced him to do things that he couldn't even help himself from doing. These forces of good pushed him so far, so fast, so high, that he was able to do things that he didn't even think he was capable of doing. And that's exactly what can happen to you. If you know that you've done something wrong in your life, then now's the time to ask for forgiveness. It's never too late to make a change, because I just gave you 7 signs that someone has messed up in life. If you feel that this message needs to be heard, share this video with someone else who really needs it. My friends, I really hope that you have lasting success in your life. I pray for your prosperity. I pray for your protection. I pray for your purpose. Continue to do the things that you were called to do, and always think big no matter where you go. My friends, this is Daniel Alley. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.